Hi everyone, this is Tracy, Chamberlain, Higginbotham of Women Ties, and we're here with our Women Ties July member meeting only. And we have three fabulous members joining us, and our numbers are a little low because it's July. And this is what happens. We live in such a beautiful part of the country that most people during this week or last week or weeks to come are out enjoying the beautiful weather. But I am really glad that these three women joined me because you know what? Business doesn't stop just because the weather is good or the weather is bad. We have to keep promoting and marketing. So thank you to the three of you for joining us. And because I'll put this recording on our Women Ties channel, anything that you promote today will be seen by other people that are following our channel. Our numbers are going up in terms of channel follows during based on our Women of the Week interviews, which have been gaining a lot of traction. So what we're going to do today, as we usually do, is I am going to give you, 5 minutes each to start and share whatever it is that you'd like to share today. And then when we're done with that, we'll see if there's questions between you, if there's a topic we can talk more about. So I'm just really glad that you're all here. And since Lori joined first, I'll let her start us off.
Hi, ladies. Lori DiProspero, Union Place Coffee Roasters. So here at Union Place Coffee Roasters, we're roasting coffee. And so we're supplying both, our target market is the home coffee brewer, which is the biggest part of our market. And then we do commercial stuff, offices, restaurants, which of course, kind of got creamed in the pandemic, but some of it's coming back. So that's all exciting. And I just want to thank Tracy for coming down last month, and we had a little breakfast meeting here that was really fabulous. And so I'm in a new space. I moved my space during the pandemic. And so that was kind of my very first event here. And I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to go or how it was going to work, but I thought it worked great. And it was good to see everybody, and it was a decent turnout.
Yeah.
And so business through the pandemic has been good, and we're still here, so that's a big plus.
You expanded. You took the risk to expand, which is gutsy. So,
and and they're just an offshoot. There's another lady who's opening a little bakery 2 doors down from me, and she is diabetic and keto friendly. So it's like all these little specialty things in here, and so it's kind of going back to like the food hub that it was 50 years ago. Because I'm in, are you guys from Rochester? I'm sorry, Rochester, New York. And I'm in the regional market. And, 50, 60 years ago, it used to be a huge food hub and kind of like the public market. And then over the years, it just kind of transformed into these other, they let automotive people in and different things. So I think it's coming back to a specialty food thing, which is really exciting. And we had a big block party last week, which was really successful. So that was even better. Yeah. So life is good. Summer's here. Pandemic's kind of quieting down, so we're all happy.
And I have to just speak for the fact that I got my favorite delivery of the month yesterday and opened it today, which is fresh coffee. So you can order from Lori a monthly subscription of your of whatever favorite coffee. So she sent me some Sumatra, and then I usually do it with some decaffeinated just to keep my energy level not too but and stop by her place whenever you're there. They have a coffee bar now. You can get wholesale coffee. It was wonderful. We had 15 women from Rochester that joined us that day, so we'll come back and do it again in the fall. But if you're out that way, stop in. And we ate at Christine Brinahal and Kim Pandana. We walked down and went to this, there was like a seafood place, wholesale seafood, something at the end of yours.
At Palmer's?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
And that was wonderful.
Yeah.
We just got some food and sat there and ate. So it's a great place to go check out.
I know, there's all kinds of little things in here that it's a nice place to just wander around and seek out little things.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for hosting us.
Yeah, you're welcome. I loved it.
Yeah. Christy, why don't you go next?
Hi, I'm Christy Mitchell. I am also in Rochester, specifically Fairport. I'm a marketing strategist and I love helping women solopreneurs save time and energy by working smarter and not harder on their digital marketing. So that can include everything from social media to email marketing, blogging, websites, all of that good stuff. I like to take an overarching approach, looking at everything as opposed to just honing in on one specific thing, because I find it's a lot more effective to kind of figure out how all the pieces fit together, and maybe some of the pieces you don't need anymore, and maybe some pieces you could add to just make everything work more efficiently for your business. So I help my clients achieve positive, lasting success by streamlining their efforts and creating a strategy to give them direction and focus. And rather than doing the work for them, I act as a guide, providing strategic recommendations and accountability along the way. I am focusing right now on developing some social media specific resources. So I'm about ready to launch a downloadable that I have, which is like a guide and a template, which will be free. So I look forward to sharing that. Maybe I can share it with Tracy and get it in one of your emails or something. Getting close to launching that. And then I'm also thinking about doing a webinar on the topic as well, since I did a poll on LinkedIn and I had downloadable offer, video series, webinar, and then all of the things as my options. And I was very surprised that webinar came in second to the downloadable offer. So I'm thinking that I'll have to start thinking about that, maybe wait until summer's over, since as Tracy mentioned, summer's kind of hard to get people. So maybe I'll look to launch that in September or something.
Yeah, and absolutely let me know when you're doing that, because I'm going to continue through the rest of this year. If you're doing an event that makes sense for me to promote on the Women Ties homepage and events page, like that, which is, educational, always has to be female focused. I'm happy to put it up there. It's just extra, oops, sorry about that. It's just extra marketing that, is not part of the 32 or 40 benefits that we offer, because I can do, I can easily do that. So I just say, if you're going to have a guy that's like part of your program, I can't put the guy's face on my website, but I'll put your face on in your bio and promote it for you. And it's the fact that I never collect the money. So the link, there is usually a way that I can promote the link so it goes to your site, or it just stays on mine. And if I get any reservations, I just send them forward to you. And I've been doing that. So if somebody's interested, I send it to you, you respond and get the payment. So it's just extra PR.
Awesome.
Yeah. And also something that Christy's doing that she didn't mention that I think is really interesting, and I'm going to be joining next week on, is she's doing something kind of similar to this, but a little different. I'll let you explain, Christy, what it is, because I'm looking forward to meeting the person I'm going to be meeting.
Yeah, I'm calling mine Meet and Connect. There are a bunch of other people doing this. We kind of all went through a training together to learn the system of it. So I had been attending somebody else's. So what it is it's a list. I have about 40 people on mine. Some of the other people who have been doing it longer than me tell me their list is like 70 to 100 people. What they do is they send out an email. There's specific time slots for people to sign up for if they want to. It's only 15 minutes. And what it is, it's just me and 2 other people. So I'm kind of the go-between, since it's my network and I'm kind of inviting people to meet each other through me. And we all just take, it's a couple minutes to introduce ourselves and have a specific referral ask. So whether it's, you're looking for a client, that's an obvious one. For a while, I've been saying that I've been looking for podcast interview opportunities, because that's part of my marketing strategy, is getting on podcasts and talking to solopreneurs about what I offer and how they can do their digital marketing better. So it's really awesome. I just launched it a month ago. And I think I had like 10 appointments. And this month I have way more than that. So what I do is I just pick like a few days and a few, chunks of time each month. So yeah, if anyone's interested, the only things I say is like, I don't specifically match people up. So if some people have said they only want to meet people in Rochester. I'm like, well, then it doesn't make sense for you, because my network is beyond Rochester. So if you have specific things like that, probably not the best fit, but if you're interested, let me know. I'd be happy to add you to my list for August. Yeah. And actually, I think I might even have 2 spots open next week still. So I might even be able to get you in sooner.
Yeah, I was hoping I wasn't going to get a guy, but I think I'm paired up with a girl. I know, you all know me. And as Christy said, guys have daughters and wives, and but it's something about it that I don't know. If I'm going to do FaceTime, I want to do it with a woman. So, so anyways, Jody, you're up. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
I am so excited. I just signed a lease a week and a half ago for a space right here in Seneca Falls. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to have my own studio/office space. And so this is a dream come true. I feel like I've won the lottery. It's starting out to be a piano studio. I'm a Suzuki piano teacher. I've been a Suzuki piano teacher for 46 years now, which I hate to say because that just makes me sound so old. But it's not all this experience. I'm experienced. 46 years of experience in teaching. But it's a small space. It's only 315 square feet, but that makes it affordable. And I am not only going to do my piano teaching there, I'm going to have my Holy Education business there. And what I am kind of honing in on with my Holy Education business is Reiki, health coaching, meditation, and I'm going to be doing women's retreats. And Christy, I am so glad you are on the call today to spark the reminder that I need your services. So I will be in touch with you.
Awesome.
Because it's brand new business. I definitely want to get it going in the right direction. And because I'm going in so many different directions, I'm kind of feeling a little overwhelmed. I want to have the variety of streams of income so that the space is being used to its best advantage. And I took all kinds of pictures, but so I'm just most excited about that. And I've already scheduled my first women's retreat. It is August 1st from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. The title is Journey to Inner Peace. It is $75. It is women only. It is at my State Street office in Seneca Falls, which I know is an hour away from Rochester because my daughter lives in Rochester, so I do make that trip. But if you know anybody that you think might be interested, I will be sending out, I will forewarn you right now, because when Tracy sends out her contact list, I will be emailing everybody about this so that you can forward it to people that you think might be interested. So, and I will be having a second retreat the end of August too. It'll probably be a repeat of the first retreat.
And definitely send me the information because that's perfect. We've had a couple women ties members that somebody just started one from the Utica Rome area. April Cacciatore was starting a women's retreat, and we've had that online promoting it. So I promote it on the website, but then I put it in the Wednesday Wisdom as well. So
let me ask you this, Tracy, on your Facebook pages.
Yeah.
I posted this morning. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. People are so excited for me, which makes me so happy. I posted on my regular, my personal Facebook page. I said, I can't post often enough about my new office because I think I've posted about 4 times in the last week. And I'm giving updates on as I add new things to the office and everything. 5 people shared that. I shared it to Wellness Connects. And I shared it to the Seneca Falls community page. But how can I share it on a Women's Ties page? And you have like so many, I get confused.
I know.
And this is where I need Christy.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll answer it, then I'll see what Christy says because she would be a little bit of the expert in it. Yeah, Women's Ties started with the fact that, when Facebook came out, it was more your name. So that's why the Tracy Chamberlain Higginbotham page has got a lot of people because people knew me by my name more so than by Women's Ties. So then I added the Women's Ties business page once Facebook had business pages. And then I don't know how I got the group because Facebook came out with, then you could have groups. So then I had Women's Ties as a group. Then I have our private Facebook group when that came out just for Women's Ties members. Because we have an equality division, I have an equality division page and a Women's Athletic Network page. So it's just that as Facebook kind of in the beginning gave all these other options, I never wanted to delete my pages to come down to one because people follow me on different ones for different reasons. So you can and should be able to promote on the new Women's Network page, which is the group page.
Okay.
Have a smaller amount of followers. If you're, I think the Women Ties page, which is the Women Together Inspiring Entrepreneurial Group, if you belong to that, you should be able to post on that as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the Women Ties page. I'll have to
Okay.
see. They keep changing things, but
Right.
maybe Christy's got some better, because I am all over the place based on different divisions. Christy, what would you say to her? Is there better places to post, or how often should you post, or does everybody even see
It everywhere. Let everyone know about it.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that I always tell people is to have like an 80-20 rule when it comes to the type of content you post. So don't post 5 times about what you're selling or what you're offering, because then people don't want to hear about it.
Mhm.
So 80% of your content should be helpful, relevant, not about you, not about your services. 20% can be about what you're offering. That's kind of the general rule that I give.
need to write that down. Thank you, Chris.
Little tidbit for everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I overdo the 80% or whatever, the 20% or whatever.
Tracy switches the 80 and the 20.
Event today. Come on, there's an event.
Yeah.
Get here, people. Yeah.
And sometimes that 80-20, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is definitely important, because I notice whenever I do something that's, teachable or something like that, rather than, oh, we have a new blah, 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 it just gets more traction.
I think I've realized over time too that when you think you've done too much marketing, you actually haven't. You need to do it again. So that's probably where I get very repetitive on my pages, because people do forget, or they're like, aha, but with so many social media opportunities and everything, I think that's why I just consistently do it in case somebody just last minute wants to join us.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's another common mistake I see people make is like, well, I posted about my event once.
Right.
Okay, well, the rule of marketing is people need to see something 7 times before they remember it. So
Right.
So you need to post about it 7 times, but that can't be the only thing you're posting about. Is basically the general takeaway.
So if my women's retreat, the journey to inner peace starts with gratitude. So I could put something out there about how gratitude is so helpful, and then lead into the retreat, and that would follow the 80-20 rule if the 80% of it was about how good gratitude is.
I would say even just have a post that's just about gratitude and the benefits of gratitude, and not even sell your event. Like That's a good, because it kind of like, it will all tie together in people's minds. You don't always have to be posting about the event along with the other concepts. You could split them up too.
Thank you for letting me pick your brain. Thank you.
Of course.
Well, the other thing is, like, when my mom eventually lets me borrow her electric keyboard again, I took piano lessons a long time ago. And then when I found out that Jody teaches them and she can teach them over Zoom, I'm like, oh my God, I need a course. So so you could post about, maybe different people that are enjoying piano again since the pandemic, or you know what I mean? Something kind of related to it. That might hit an aha moment. Oh yeah, Jody teaches piano.
Okay.
I tend to be just very literal, so I think that's what comes through with my marketing. But awesome. I feel like I'm talking way too much. What else, since it's 12:21, do the 3 of you have questions for each other, or would like to expand on anything else about your business, or any problems you're having, or any good things you're having?
Yeah, I have a question for Jody. So as everybody knows, prices of everything has increased, and I'm delving into pricing starting tomorrow, and we're just going to take a look at how much we have to increase pricing. We just have to. There's just no way.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be right around the 4% mark. It may be across the board. It may just be on certain things. But sometimes it's the story of the supply chain that I think so many people don't understand. And especially in coffee, when you're dealing in South America,
Yeah.
it's a disaster down there. I mean, just thinking, we've gone through the pandemic, and we're sort of almost on the other side, and and that's all good news. But all of these other countries are not. So, they're suffering what we were suffering, months ago. And, and it's not just the pandemic and, people are getting sick and, so there's no workers to, pick coffee and transport it and all that kind of stuff. It's, the supply chain throughout, like just for instance, the containers that they pick coffee, they process it, they put it in a warehouse, they put it on one of those big, huge shipping containers, and it floats across the ocean. All of those supply chains have been backed up for a year. And, one of the crappy things is those containers, any container that has made its way over to China, they're keeping the containers. So there's been this container shortage, for like a year. It's ridiculous, but that's just another thing. So it's like, how do I'm toying with two different things. Do I just like do this 4% price increase and kind of not say anything? Or do I kind of, tell the backstory of, why we need to do this? And I don't think it's a surprise to anybody why we need to do it.
And Laura, you wanted the question for who? For
Jody. Like, to do that on social media in a teachable way, I guess.
You mean
you will want me or Christy? I think you want Christy.
Oh, Christy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was like looking at you about coffee increases.
That's how my day's going, right?
Right. Christy.
I'm all about full transparency. So I would say absolutely educate people. I actually just helped a friend and sort of, someone I know through Rochester Women's Network, and a group of us kind of helped her through her pricing increase because she really struggled with it. It was like something she knew she needed to do, but she felt really bad about it. And I mean, hers is different. She's providing lessons to kids. So it's like, you can't just change the price and not tell people.
Right.
But I know that it's a very touchy subject, just from working with her on that. And I do think that there's value in telling the story. And I mean, how interesting of a story, right? Like how many people stop and think about, oh, this cup of coffee, like how did it get to my hand? Like what is the process that the beans had to go through, to be picked and harvested and the whole process?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long process, but, and that's kind of what I'm toying with is, just telling the story, but in a, not like in a doomsday light kind of thing.
And from a consumer, from the other side of it, I will tell you that I would much rather see the story and it would make me feel so much better about the price increase. That's just my 2 cents worth as a consumer.
Thank you.
I agree. We went to have, I know everything was about ice cream today on the Wednesday wisdom, but last month I went for ice cream. And it was not a long line. It was a short line. I was really happy about that. But it was for 2 small ice cream cones with sprinkles. It was $8. And so I paid for, I didn't care, but I went back to my husband. I'm like, oh my God, $8. I realized small business, they only have a certain time a year, they can make money. And my attitude was kind of like, geez, I mean, I knew why it probably was the rate it was because everything is increased, but it didn't make me feel like, I don't know how often I'm going to go for ice cream at that one place. Maybe I'll go a couple of places and see. But when I finally increased Women Ties membership rates, it took me 10 years to raise membership rates $50. I thought I would lose all my members if I raised $50. And I haven't raised since then. And it's six years later. So I think emotionally for us, it's difficult sometimes to raise our rates. But now everybody's raising rates, you know?
I know. I mean, raising prices, it makes me sweat every time. I'm like, oh, customers are not coming back. And, and I know I've got a product that, at what point does it become a luxury, like the ice cream? Like, well, I'm not going to go back there that often. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure that there is that point, and I don't know where it is, but.
I just, in addition to everything else I do, I'm also a wedding officiant, and I just literally yesterday raised my prices for that. My price, I was charging $200 for to do a wedding, and now I just raised it. It took me a week to find on the Thumbtack website where to raise my price, but I raised it to $250, and nobody's batted an eye. I'm still getting referrals, so I'm sure you're right, Lori. I'm sure there is a point where it does become, and I don't know where that point is
I
either.
know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll test the waters and see.
Yeah.
The thing you can do too, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but the Small Business Development Center, which is funded by the SBA, they're usually located on SUNY campuses. So wherever your closest SUNY campus would be, whether it's in Cuyahoga County or Seneca, wherever you are, Jody or Rochester, they can, if you work with an SBDC counselor, they can do some research for you for free.
Yeah.
So you could ask Lori, what's the going rate of coffee?
Yeah.
Whatever. Or
Lori, I actually, if you want to do that, I know the person, I got their contact information at SUNY Brockport, because that would be the one closest for you and I.
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, just
Yeah.
to know that stuff like that is out there. And besides researching your competitors, I think right now you would be okay with raising your rates because you see price increases everywhere. And if a customer asks you that face to face, as long as you and your staff can answer, just like we explained to us, I don't think they're going to be turned away. I mean, the people that want McDonald's coffee are going to go to McDonald's coffee.
Right. Right.
People that want yummy Sumatra coffee from you are going to come to you. I
Right.
don't think 10 cents or 50, is going to make a big difference. I mean, compared to Starbucks too, which is so expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to keep an eye on what everybody else is doing, but sometimes that's difficult. But just going to the development center, that's probably a faster way to find out.
Or my other thing that you could think about is to try it for a certain time period and track your sales or track your, and maybe, I don't know if Christy, you don't get into this under the business, do you? But I mean, something where you're saying, could you offer a couple cups of coffee at a higher rate and a couple at a lower rate and see if people go for the higher or lower rate? I mean, to test it within.
Yeah, what's interesting is on that beverage side, we have the small little brew bar that we're just kind of delving into. And rarely do I sell just a single $2 cup of coffee. It's always the $4.50,
Yep.
whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's interesting. And and I mean, I look at it like I would never go into a place and pay $5 for a cup of coffee. But it's like,
free coffee.
Yeah. And it's funny, and we say that here, we're like, we'd never pay that for a cup of coffee.
Right.
But yeah, so that is interesting. We definitely sell more on the high side.
Yep. I think it's because part of it is that the market's used to now paying so
Yeah.
much. Like when I went to college back in the old 80s, we didn't drink coffee. Coffee wasn't a thing you did. You know what I mean? It was, you had it when you had to stay up all night for a class, right. But it wasn't like, let's go grab a Starbucks, like my niece does all the time, and she's 20. So, and maybe people are kind of used to the fact that specialty coffees are higher priced.
Yeah.
I think if you need to do it to survive and you need to do it for more profitability, then you should do it. And if, can't you lower them at some point, like the special, the month of October, all of a sudden prices?
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of, going back, because we used to have a monthly special. And then when the pandemic hit, we kind of stopped doing that. And so, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll, go back to, we usually put one coffee on special at a little lower rate for the month. So maybe we'll do that too.
Yeah, for the test market.
I mean, it just, and it always ends up being, the best seller of the month, whatever's on special. So.
Well, hopefully this conversation was relatable to both Jody and Christy as well. Pricing's just tricky. And I know when I presented at the New York State Labor Commission, in front of the New York State Labor Commissioner about pay equality, that the whole issue is that women entrepreneurs, price in the same psyche as women in business do, that we're used to being paid less. Mm-hmm. So we tend to charge less. And there was somebody when I first started my other business back in, 1995, and she was, I think, 60. And I remember she was just this really fun lady. And she said that she was a hypnotherapist, that she looked to see what all of the men in her field charged. And they charged like $75 more than she charged. per hour for what she was offering, and she changed immediately her pricing. She's like, you know what? If they got the guts to do it and they're in business, I'm going to do it. I've been lowballing all this time. So I think as long as with returning customers, you've got a, not a marketing pitch, but an explanation for why you're raising your prices, you know, I think you'll be fine. We probably need to raise our prices more often. We don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, I really got to sit down and really from the heart write about, you know, kind of what's going on in coffee world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of buzz and people are somewhat in tune to what's going on in other countries, but
well, I can tell you too, just from another perspective, that my husband works in the building materials industry. And part of what he has to do is he has to order Toyota forklifts, I think, for their company. And through like Toyota, and they can't even get a forklift on order for the next full year because of all the backlogs over in Japan and China. It's not even possible. He's like, I don't know what we're going to do. You know, we're going to have, so you're not the only one facing issues as well. So yeah, definitely share it because you might find other women are too.
I also just did a quick search on Google because I love doing this to help curate content. So there, I mean, obviously this is a huge topic, not just here, but in the world. So there's a ton of articles out there too that you can be sharing in addition to whatever unique message that you craft. So it just helps give credibility to the entire story and message that you're giving people.
And I do that sometimes for our women's athletic division or the equality division. If I see a great article on something to do with women's pay or women's sports, because it does, as Christy's saying, it's you kind of branding yourself through somebody else's article without you having to reiterate what it is that you do. So, oh, great conversation. This is what I love. Anybody else with anything you want to ask anybody or any other situations that you have coming up? See how dark all of a sudden it got totally dark in here and I have not moved. Anybody else? No? Okay. Well,
so Christy, you must be really busy because there, you know, I mean, it's like all these small business people who weren't up and running on social media are going crazy right now.
Yeah, I'm still, I have space in my schedule right now, I will say. Last month was really busy. This month is a little quieter. So I'm still looking for some more clients to add to my list. But yeah, just trying to network and express the message that I'm trying. I also, I think Jody and Tracy already know this, but I don't think we've met before, Lori. I pivoted my business like towards the end of last year. I used to just work with like small to mid-size businesses, and I still do that, but what I really enjoy doing is working with women solopreneurs who are running their own thing and doing all of their marketing themselves and just looking for a better way to tackle it. So I'm still trying to get my name out there and make new connections and meet more people and spread the message of what I'm doing.
Yeah, and Christy wanted to come to our event that we had, Lori, with you, but she had already something else going. So.
Oh, well, next time for sure.
Yeah.
I had to take my son to the Warrior Factory for his weekly class.
Right around the corner from me. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. How old is your son?
6.5. I'll tell you specifically 6.5.
Such a sweet age. Such a sweet age.
Half a year. That's an important.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else before we do an?
You know, Jody, I have a question for you. What is Reiki? I hear about it. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
It's an energy healing system. That's the simplest way to describe it. I personally, I think I have a slightly different take on Reiki from other Reiki practitioners. So don't take what I say as what all Reiki people believe. But it's just, to me, Reiki is no different than using prayer healing or calling on any energy source to help with a healing process. I once asked my Reiki master So what's the difference between all those? And he compared it to the rainbow and how there are different frequencies on the rainbow. And Reiki is one of those frequencies. And once he explained that to me, I decided that I actually do white light healing. I don't specifically do one frequency. I combine all the frequencies. And so that's why I feel like my take on Reiki might be slightly different than, and it's one of the reasons I don't teach Reiki. Most Reiki masters will teach Reiki to other people. But because Reiki comes from the Japanese tradition, and I don't know if you know this or not, but with martial arts, anything Japanese, they're all about lineage. And if I were to teach Reiki as I do it, I'd be breaking the lineage. And I just don't feel right doing that. So that's one of the reasons I don't even teach Reiki. I'm happy to do Reiki on people, but in order to become a Reiki practitioner, you do what they call become attuned. And basically, again, don't take this. I have my own unique take on Reiki, okay? To become attuned, you get a little bop on the head from a Reiki master. I've bopped many people on the head to tell them that they're attuned. Now, again, here's my take on this. I totally believe we all have the ability to heal ourselves. I totally believe that every single human being has the ability to tap into that energy. I don't want to go so far as to say that I think it's bullshit that you have to be tapped on the head to be attuned. I won't go that far, but if you feel you need to be tapped on the head to be attuned, I'll tap you on the head. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, and but you know, like because I think of it like, you know, like if you're like comparing to like massage or something like that, it's like how does the recipient know they've had like a Reiki treatment, I guess.
I can answer that perhaps.
Yeah.
Jody does. Or you want?
No, go ahead, Tracy. Go ahead.
We have a member here that's been a member for a long time, Mary Raposo. And when I was getting multiple shots to my head, steroid shots, I would go and get like 60 or 70 shots at a time of steroids to try to help my hair grow. I felt like I needed some kind of balancing. So when I went, to me, it was when she put her hands up, it was like moving kind of the negative or the pain of the energy kind of from my head, like down and out through my feet. And the warmth that I felt when her hands were not on me, but around me was really amazing. So to me, I see it as like a flow of energy, is how I've experienced it.
Reiki practitioners are just channels for the energy. The energy comes through. In fact, there are several times people said to me, "Oh, don't you get tired when you do Reiki?" I'm like, no, because that energy comes through and there's a little residual energy that stays with the practitioner. So you never get tired doing Reiki. But yeah, it's just, yeah, many people have had that experience.
I'm going to try it.
And what's interesting is there is such a thing as distance Reiki. You don't actually have to be hands-on or hands around, not necessarily hands-on, but hands around. And I do distance Reiki all the time. I am constantly sending out distance Reiki to people I know that need it, to the world in general, to Mother Earth, I send Reiki out all the time. And I firmly believe if I ever know that there's a Reiki thing going on, the more people that add that positive energy and healing energy, I think it logarithmically expands its effectiveness.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah. You know, when I was losing all my hair too, I came out and saw Renee Near Pass, and I had acupuncture, I had Reiki done, I had a lot of different things. I didn't want to just go the traditional medical route. I wanted to kind of allow myself to do a lot of things. And so every time and every different method gave me some type of feeling of healing and peace. And my friend, I have a friend named Teresa who's in her second bout of breast cancer, and she really truly believes the positivity and the light that you have within you truly can be the healing power. And she has proven it by beating her odds way past what the original doctors said. And she does Reiki as part of her treatment, holistic treatment.
I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can do this. Well, I don't know if I can. I fell down concrete stairs last week. I don't know if you can see. And of course, this is after breaking my wrist and twisting my ankle. Can you? No, you can't.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see how? Oh, I can't see it on my screen. That's one place. Then I got it on my ankle. No, I can't get it down to my ankle. I don't know if you can see my ankle.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But here's the worst one of all.
Wow, you did a job.
I did. Now the two that hurt the worst were this one and this one. And I fell down the stairs. My husband has a house in Manoa, which is on the east side of Syracuse. I fell down the stairs at our Manoa house. And then we had to drive an hour back to Seneca Falls. I did Reiki on both of those spots the whole drive home. The next day, they were barely, it takes me a long time to get black and blue. This happened last week, and the black and blue marks didn't even come up until like Friday. But the next day, those two spots didn't hurt at all. I knocked my knee out on this side. I actually went to urgent care last Wednesday because I couldn't walk on. This happened Tuesday night, Wednesday. But the spots I did the Reiki on, they were fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all black and blue now, but that just, my body's healing.
Yeah.
So that's another way. And I like to tell the story. This finger, this is probably 10 years ago now. It's got smashed. I was pulling up one of those window sills that have the hoops in them, that you pull them up and they stay by themselves. Well, this one broke on this finger. And so the window smashed down on my finger. Again, did Reiki on it, for a good, not a full hour, but 20 to 30 minutes. The next day, now you can imagine how black and blue that finger would be if I didn't do anything to it. It was barely black and blue. So that's one of my stories. Like, how do you know you've had Reiki? Well,
yeah. And I guess that answers the question, because I was just curious on how you know.
Yeah.
Right. And I totally get the question because it's not like you're doing something that can be objectively quantified.
Right. Yeah. I had a little astrology reader at our little block party last week. People were, and and first I was like, because she asked if she could come, and and I wanted this particular event to center around food. But she's a friend, and I said, all right. So I set her up in this little corner in the front. Oh my God. She could have been here till 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Yeah. And she was spending like, maybe 10 minutes with people, maybe 15 minutes at the most. And she didn't finish everyone that was on her little list. So people are really in tune to, just kind of getting in touch, I think.
Yeah. Trying different things.
I'm a great believer that we're in a shift right now. We are in a cosmic shift, and we are evolving at the human race level to the next level of consciousness. That's just one of the things I
do believe that. I think people are just way more in tune to what's important, and they've dropped off, these peripheral, unimportant things, and just focusing on, what's important in their lives and the community's lives. And
I don't know if you've heard my spiel before, Lori, on my company name is Holy Education, which is a play on words between heal, whole, holy, how they all used to have one root. Tracy, I have to tell you this. I've answered the question. Oh my gosh. Would you guys like to know how the words heal, whole, and holy all got separated into 3 different concepts?
Sure.
Would you like to know?
Yeah.
I would love to.
It has to do with Middle English. Old English is all about English, and then modern English is all about English. But in between, the transition between Old English and modern English, during the Middle English period, all these other languages came in. You had the Anglo-Saxon, which was the Old English, but then Latin came in and French came in. And that's why we have derriere and but mean the same thing, but they come from different languages. And that's what happened with heal, whole, holy. That one word had other languages come in. And when I'm not writing that book anymore. It's
wondered how they all got separated, right? But mean the same thing. Well, I'm glad you discovered the meaning of holy.
When I read that article, I was like, oh, Dave, Eureka! I found the answer.
So you can educate other people, just like you educate yourself.
Awesome. It is a fascinating story because Middle English has so much involved with it. And that's why when you come to modern English, you have so many different words that all mean the same thing because they're coming from different roots. So, all right.
Well, thank you.
English language is hard.
Oh, because it's got to do with that Middle English period where everything else transitioned into it. Yeah. I don't know this for a fact. I haven't checked this out, but I don't think there are other languages that have that much of other languages coming in to combine with them.
Very good. Wow, learned something new. Learned lots of new stuff from all of you today. So we're just about at our ending time. I just want to recap just a few things that are coming up. Actually, Jody and I are going into one of the Woman of the Week interviews soon. So Christy's already done hers. And so Lori will have to schedule a time that you and I can set up a Zoom interview. And then we put it on our YouTube channel. So I'll email you about doing that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I try to share different ones, but we had some good hits with them. Christie's is up there. So if you want to go to our YouTube channel, it's under Tracy Higginbotham. See, one of those other things where if I had a Women's Ties channel, I'd probably confuse people. So go to our Tracy Higginbotham YouTube channel to find it out. And there is a guy, Tracy Higginbotham, that has a vineyard. It's not him. It's me. We're going to be booking a leadership type of program with Barb Stone, who's one of our Syracuse members, either the end of July or middle of August. And it's going to be one of our educational programs. And I wanted her to talk about, since we're all coming out of this period, we're again shifting from, we were all active, but how can we take an even more active leadership role back in our businesses and community now that we're kind of getting through COVID. So she's going to present a program on that. She's really wonderful. Again, send me your events to share on the page. We talked about that. And then the next Women Ties only member meeting is going to be August 2nd, which is a Monday. So we'll be able to hit the original 2nd of the month for that one. I think all the rest of them fit within a work week. And again, from 12 to 1 o'clock, just like today, I will send you the sales contact list of the 3 of you by the end of today. So you have it. I was just waiting to see if we got anybody else to join us. So with that being said, is there anything else before I say goodbye to my wonderful members? Any other comments or anything? No?
No, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And it's good to see everybody.
It's great sharing information because we sort of work in our own silos of what our expertise level is. And so when you can share expertise across the line, then it's good for everybody. So thank you to all of you for being here with me. And I will send you the sales contact list and the recording probably by tomorrow so that you have it. And Jody, you and I will end up taking a break, and then I think I have it set for 1:15 for you and I to begin again. Unless you want to do it at 1. If you want to do it in 5 minutes, I'll just create a new meeting.
Well, good luck to you, ladies.
Okay.
You're going to rock it. All right, Christy, I'm going to be in touch.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Sounds great.
Yeah, me too, Christy. Me too.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
All right. Have a good day.
Thanks. So Jody, what I can do is cancel our other one and just schedule one for now. If you want to just keep going, I'm happy to just keep going if you want to.
I'm fine with just keeping going. That's fine.
Okay. So we have to, this is, oh crap, I didn't stop recording this. I do this all the time.